So kind of the fourth point really is about being fearless, and I think in whatever you do in your, and you know, not just in work, in your life as well, you kind of have to have an element of fearlessness where you've got to sort of jump in at the deep end, and this is supposed to be like the salmon trying to make it upstream and kind of going through this wild environment to get there. And I suppose life is a bit like that as well, and especially as a woman in the communications industry or any industry where there aren't that many women, you know, after a certain level, in a sense you do have to be quite fearless, because you've got to be extremely confident in your decisions, even if you're not sure about the decisions and you've been agonising over them and had endless sleepless nights about your decisions. You have to be confident, whatever the decision is that you've made, that you are then going to go on that journey, back to our journey. You're going to go on that journey and take everyone with you on that journey, and on the face of it look like you're absolutely confident it's the right decision to make, even though in your heart you may be kind of angst-ridden about it. About wisdom. So being Greek, or half Greek, I thought I could go to Socrates or Plato and kind of come up with a great definition. But in the end, having kind of Googled away, I decided to go with my daughter's favourite author, Winnie the Pooh, and come up with his definition of wisdom, which is, those who have no compassion have no wisdom. Knowledge, yes. Cleverness, maybe. Wisdom, no. A clever mind is not a heart. Knowledge doesn't really care. Wisdom does. And I think for me what was quite interesting is this sort of ties up, I think, in a way, all the kind of values and philosophies that I've learnt over the time, which is, however clever you are, and however developed your skills are, so as a creative person, however well you might know the latest Flash from whatever it is, or, you know, new planning tool or whatever, none of it actually really matters unless you can build relationships with people. So kind of all the way back to my first point about your network. And the only way you can build genuine relationships with people so that they have lasting influence on your life is if you have empathy, communication, listening and understanding. And I think that's something that as women in the workforce, actually, you will probably more naturally have. Sounds a bit sexist, but I think that is a genuine positive side to the female nature versus the male nature, which tends to be slightly more egotistical and competitive and often combative. And so I think that is kind of generally where you can add value and also create value of yourself as you kind of develop and progress. So be wise. And my final point is kind of the immortal words of Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. So I think the thing is that I love what I do and the people that I meet and everything that I have done and will do in the future. And I suppose for me, what I've done professionally has made me into what I am today, but not just in what I do at work, but in who I am as well. So I think, you know, as long as you're having fun, then actually you will develop and progress and broaden and be a happier person, both professionally and at home and in your life. So that was kind of like my final